Hi guys, this is Jimmyssem. Unfortunately, there has been a recent update on Pearson in regards to two sections only for speaking, which is describe image and retell lecture. Nothing else, just those two topics. What they're trying to do, I think, is an underlying process of trying to eliminate the use of templates overall. The use of templates is a very vague space. It can be quite difficult to distinguish whether someone is using a template or not. So they've been trying to do this using AI the whole time throughout my entire PTE career, but it seems like it's very difficult to do so using machines and softwares, because can you really say someone's using a template if they're just repeating similar sentences over again? Is that a template? Up to what extent is a template? So since the machines, I don't even like to call it an AI, it's just a software. The word AI is overrated, really. So the software is having difficult time picking up what is a template and what is not a template. So what they've decided to do, even at a cost, they've decided to raise the cost of PTE exam to compensate for the labor cost that's going to involve them using people to identify which students are using the templates. And this is effective from 4th of November, which is in a couple of days. So I'm going to be setting the test on the 4th of November 2024 to do a little bit of experimenting in regards to these two topics. So a couple of questions that I figured that you guys might have. So originally what they used to do is they used computer software to mark your fluency, pronunciation, and content, so everything. And they would only use human markers if the software thinks that either you are cheating or something ambiguous has popped up. So there was human markers involved time to time, but only for weird cases. This is where you receive your test result, in 4 or 5 days after your exam, because it gets escalated and they have to hire people and they have to use human markers to mark the result. But now the AI software is going to mark your fluency and pronunciation. So oral fluency and pronunciation is still marked similarly as it did before by the software. The human markers are only going to check the content part of your describe image and retell lecture, effective from 4th of November 2024. So they specifically state that they're doing this in order to eliminate people and discourage people using template. And I think that it took them a while. Let's be honest, they've been trying to get on top of this using software, but the technology at the moment, like I said, is not AI, okay? Google has AI. Pearson doesn't have AI. So the software system is not as sophisticated, so they were unable to use the computer software to distinguish people from using the template to the ones who are not. So it is an unfortunate news for us, because up until now, for several years, we were able to bypass this process by tricking the software system, and we were able to get great scores with minimal effort. But now we have to convince the human markers that we are not using the template and we're delivering the appropriate relevant content for these two sections. So a couple of questions which I think you might wonder, which is in the frequently asked questions on their website page. I'll leave a link for you to have a thorough read. It doesn't change the question format or anything for describe image and retell lecture. They're just changing how they're marking and their marking process. They're not marking your pronunciation, so as long as they're able to understand what you're saying, even with their accent, it's not going to be an issue. The pronunciation part is going to be marked by the AI software. Now, because they're using people, you might wonder whether it's going to take longer to receive. I think it will, because at the moment, the people were getting their results as early as 2 hours after the exam, usually within 24 hours. But they say now it's going to take about 2 days to arrive. But of course, if there are any problems and further escalations taking place, it might take up to 5 days. So in general, other than that, PT test overall is not going to get affected. and only PTE Academic and PTE Academic UKVI is going to get affected by this change. There's going to be no other changes in other following types or any other speaking types. It's just those two: describe image and retell lecture. And these human markers are going to, according to them, are going to mark all the responses made by students. So I imagine this is going to bring in a lot of labor cost and a lot of effort going in and a lot of money going in here. I think this might be one of the reasons why they raised their cost recently. So it's not the best news for us, but let's not lose hope. We'll get through this. I'm going to be sitting the test on the 4th of November 2024, and I'll be continually doing the experiments throughout the process. Now, for the time being, in phase 1, I'll be sharing what I find, the raw findings and the results, and some of my thoughts on my online course members only, the paid members only for the time being, until I can be sure and have enough concrete evidence for me to share with the public, which is YouTube. Now, I think it's much of an early stage where a lot of tutors and teachers are trying to adapt to this change. So I don't like revoking and spreading inaccurate information to the wide range of people in the public. So I'm very cautious with sharing what I find on the public at this stage. When I find things which I believe are certain and concrete with evidence to back it up, then I'll be sharing with the public. I hope you understand. Don't be too down. We'll get through this. We'll find a way. My name is Jimmyssem, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Subscribe, like, share. Please, please, please.